Imagine embarking on an unforgettable journey through the heart of Italy, where every turn is a new treasure and every moment is filled with beauty and culture. You start your adventure in Rome, the eternal city. Next, you venture into the rolling hills of Tuscany, where the air is perfumed with the scent of vineyards and olive grove. The journey continues to Venice, the floating city of canals and gondolas, after Five Earth and Milan. But your Italian adventure doesn't end on land. It's about to get even more extraordinary. A magical journey through Italy, topped off with a house music festival on Costa Cruise. Dance under the stars, relax in style, and discover exclusive performances on deck, all while sailing to some of the most beautiful destinations. There are 3 packages to choose from. Sailing dates are from September 24th through the 28th, 2025. Book yours now at festivaloncruise.com.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Heidi's house. This is your host, Queen Bee Heidi B. And today's featured guest is a house music artist and songwriter, Xavier S Grey. I'm very excited to hear more about his house music journey. So, are you ready? Then, let's go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Xavier S Grey is in the
Thank you so much, Heidi. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thank you
Hello,
for tuning
everyone.
in.
And very wonderful to have you as one of our featured guests here at the Heidi's House podcast, which is a podcast that is really embracing the global house music culture all around the world from different angles and different subgenres of house music artists, DJs, producers, influencers, and so forth. So I'm very happy to have you joining in us
Thank you so
today.
much. Thank you so much.
So, how are you today?
Actually, I'm doing great. I'm here in New York City, and we had a very warm summer, and the seasons are changing. So I'm looking for New York City fall weather.
Yeah, it has been hot. That's what I have been hearing also, and a lot of weather kind of like fluctuating weather conditions over there during this summertime. All this weather things going on. That's what I have heard also. So yeah, the climate
Yeah,
is in a change a little bit.
it
But
is.
hey, I'm here at hot, surprisingly hot Helsinki as well, and enjoying the last warm days, I might say.
Right.
But hey, as you know, this podcast is all about house music and our featured artist. And it's kind of like a snapshot, kind of short interview. Therefore, Xavier, I'm gonna continue straight ahead to our first question that goes:
Sure.
can you tell us a bit who is Xavier S. Grey?
Xavier S. Grey is a house music artist um, who narrates and navigates the idea and the fact that house music is ageless. And with house music going into its 4th decade, um, I just want to represent what house music was, is, and will always continue to be. So, that's who Xavier S. Grey is. Um, where I'm from, I'm originally from New York City, by way of the Bronx. Go Yankees, Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And so my growing up around music really started with hip hop.
Mhm.
I grew up around not the hip hop era, because there's a difference between hip hop and the rap music era. I grew up around the rap music era.
All right.
And around from its beginnings. I actually grew up in the neighborhood of where rap music was born, not too far from 1520 Cedric Avenue, which is where rap music had started. And with music, moving fast forward, music all around me, knowing people that were in the business or are still in the business, it has shaped me into going in a direction where I too can, contribute and, reach people through rhythms, vibes, rhymes, and just the journey of house music that I have and what my experiences are growing up. And so, I've met a lot of people along the way, and it's just been really a wonderful journey so far as what I have encountered. I started with songwriting first.
Okay.
I started with songwriting first. And, it led me to do management, managing other artists.
Okay.
And it's not so much, real intricate stories there, but I managed Peggy Blue. I've managed Eleanor Mills. We were in talks and doing some business together. And I got to a point where I decided that I wanted to be the artist myself. I don't know, something just came over me where I just didn't want to work for someone, and I wanted to present the work, my work, to the masses.
Yeah.
So it's such a different shift in, trying to align yourself with what an artist wants versus what you want for yourself, because you know what you want for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it was an easy transition to make, and I'm really flash forwarding through my journey in the music industry. And so once I started managing, and then, as I said before, I ended up wanting to become an artist myself. And I just started playing around with different tracks and, different beats, and, start creating beats myself. And I've always, like I said, I've always known people in the business of music.
Yeah.
I've been around the studios. I've befriended people that have had iconic connections in the industry. So I didn't just sit there and not absorb what they were doing too. And then, of course, then COVID comes.
Yeah. Which
And
changed the game again.
it just changed everything. But what it did for me, is that it allowed me to sit back and really think about what direction I wanted to go in. And sometimes you just need that mental clarity of what you want to do as an artist, just as a person, as in a whole. And so I started writing again. I'm already, deciding to become an artist, but I didn't know how to manifest that in its entirety. And so with me having to sit back and think for a moment and sit with myself and just have confidence in what I was doing, because you need confidence in this business. You need confidence in this game. And I started reaching out to producers because I just felt that because I was playing with tracks and rhythms and beats, I started doing that again. I came up with a song. Actually, I came up with the lyrics. And so I was shopping around for a producer, and I happened to find a producer who was looking for an artist. And we connected and we met. His name is DJ Dobrell.
Shout out to DJ Dobrell.
Yes, shout out to DJ Dobrell. He's a wonderful DJ from Ireland. He does techno, he does rave, he does that hardcore house music. And the planets aligned and we met.
Yeah.
So we came up with a song together. He sent me a track, and I basically had the lyrics already written. And for some reason, when he sent me the track, the lyrics rewrote themselves. The music started saying something else.
Yeah,
And so what
sometimes that
I've,
happens. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes that just happens. It just happens. And I was like, well, what is the one thing that we all could use right now, which was a little joy? Not a little joy, a lot of joy. We need the joy. We need some joy. Because it was during COVID. And it was a lot of people dying at that time, a lot of people getting sick, as you know. And it was just really one to go down in the history books. But it allowed me to express myself in a way that I'm hoping that, and I believe that I would like to think that it has reached some people and to just dig down deep inside your soul, because not all hope is lost. And so that's how that song came together. And we've been, doing pretty well with the track. It's not bad. And we've also have just completed a new song as well.
All
And
right.
that song, yes, and that is going to be called You're the One
Okay. So I'm
for
hoping
me.
to have it, part of my mini mix maybe also, but definitely we are gonna feature some of your releases in the mini mix that it's gonna follow after this interview. But now, Xavier, first of all, thank you for taking such a, of course, a bit high speed, synopsis to what got you into music, and from that management side into being artist, into songwriter, everything like this. So it sounds very exciting journey, and I have to come back to the thing that you said in the beginning, which I absolutely love, that the it was one of the first things that you mentioned here, that the house music is for every ages and for everybody, that it's that openness, and that is the message that you want to share with the people. And that's actually my usual question, what I ask here, that what is the message that our artists maybe have to give to the audiences, together with the joy and hope that this song was intended to raise in the audience during the COVID. So beautiful insights there, and obviously a lot of experiences and history there, but condensed in a very lovely way. But now I want to ask one particular thing. Why
Sure.
house music?
I love all types of music.
Mhm.
I love classical. I mentioned rap. I've mentioned hip hop. I love R&B. I love country music. I love American standards. I love Latin music.
Mhm.
I love music. I love rhythm. I love vibes. House music has always, whatever story it told, it will remind you of some place you've been before. It will put you in what I consider, maybe not in the best of moods. And when you listen to house music, it changes your emotions. It changes the way you feel. Um, House music has a way of touching you where other genres cannot. It reaches so deep within you, instead of it making you cry, and it would be tears of joy.
Yeah.
House music is nothing but joyous to me, no matter what story it tells.
All right.
Because at the end of the day, it's not only the artist that is telling the story, it's the bass player in the background,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
it's the drummer, the backup singers. Everyone on the track is telling a story. And that is something that other genres cannot do. And if they do reach you in a way, it doesn't reach you how house music does. Because house music lifts.
Mm. It
It
lifts,
lifts.
and I think the thing that you mentioned, like many people talk about it, and it's even a very well-known slogan, house is a feeling, but it truly is. And I think my theory about this is that, first of all, because it has so strong connection also to dance and dancing and the movement, and to, you know, enjoying dancing together, you know, in the clubs, on the streets, block parties, and so on. So it has that community feeling as well, which is very well described when you said about the nature of house music being uplifting. So
House music
that's
is a family. It's a
yeah.
family. It's a community. You know, it's funny. You know, we as house music, or as they call house heads,
Yeah.
um, you know, all are welcome. All are welcome. You know, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what language you speak.
Mm.
You are all welcome to the party. You're all
True.
welcome.
True.
And I can't express that, how much that when I put rhythms together, vibes, and then you have to, you know, inject the feeling into your song. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, even in the creation of house music, from the creators to the people that support, believe it or not, without your support, we can't create.
Mm.
And we can't create without your support.
So people, audience listening to this, very important message. Your support means a lot. It inspires us. It helps us to keep going, writing more, everything. So it is not just something that we say, but it truly makes a difference. And I can be myself as well a living proof of that. You know, it's not easy to, you know, somehow make your brand known in this music business in general. And there are so many artists, so many different, you know, projects, labels, and so on, so many releases put out there every day. So the support that you get from your community, from your peers, and then when it expands, it really makes a difference. So very important point that you just said there. So, and people watching this podcast, support the podcast, because artists like Xavier and all of our featured guests, we all feel the support, and it helps us in our own journey when you help us by liking, sharing, and subscribing. So I use the chance now to mention about this, because
Oh,
it truly makes it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Hit the like button. To see,
Hit
hit
the
that like
like
button.
button.
That's right. There you go. I can
Now,
I just add, I just wanted to add
yeah.
one more thing. You know, when I got into house music, I got into it later on in life.
Yeah.
I'm an older house artist, and I don't feel like an older house artist, but
No,
I'm
no.
definitely a I'm definitely an older house artist. But I will say to anyone that's listening that, you know, it's never too late um, to hone in what you desire. Don't let someone else's, you know, negativity stop your dream. And you know, just know that it's not a perfect industry. And if you do decide to, and it doesn't even have to be music, whatever you decide to get into, you know, go for it. There's only one life to live. And so make sure that you utilize the time that you have and not be someone that wish you could have done it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just and go for it. I went for it and I was able to, you know, now have music and I'm, you know, and having a catalog. I never
Yes.
thought I would even be here. And I still have a ways to go. I have a long journey ahead of me. and I'm up for the challenge. So that's all I wanted to say.
I totally agree with that, and I think that we shouldn't limit ourselves. You know, it's only the thought. It's only the thought. We can think different. We can be open, and we can be limitless, and we can be excited about all the new adventures that this journey will bring us. And
Yes.
that's just a beautiful thing. Just like this music genre that we are, you know immersed into. Now you mentioned about likes, so I'm actually gonna lead now us to our next question.
Okay.
You mentioned, Xavier, a lot of music styles and genres that you listen, but what would you say? Who are the artists that have inspired you the most?
Oh, that is a wonderful question. Okay. One of my favorite, well, here's a couple of my favorite artists. Some of you may know who they are, some of you may not. One of my favorite artists, her name is Rochelle Farrell. She is a multi octave singer, and she mainly does jazz. I love Jennifer Holliday. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of Jennifer Holliday. She sings No Frills Love. She's also was in Dreamgirls, the Broadway play. These are women that have had incredible voices. Luther Vandross, who's another one of my favorite vocalists, and I do believe he sang tenor. He was just absolutely fabulous, and I listened to their tones. Cheryl Lynn, who was a vocal acrobat. She sings Got to Be Real. If you listen to her, there's just a lot of inflections that she gives within her voice. Patty Austin, who you might know under the Quincy Jones tenure. She is a wonderful harmonizer and blender. The same thing with the Weather Girls. I can go on and on. Donna Summer is one of my
favorites.
I love, oh my God, Donna Summer. You know, Donna Summer, you know, they say she was the queen of disco. And, you know, in my opinion, she was disco.
Yeah,
I was there. I was there. I was there. I'm definitely, I'm in the 60s range. And so, I'm like over 60 years old. So I know who Donna Summer is. And I remember her as a new artist. And when I tell you the incredible body of work, the voice alone, the pitch that oh my God. You know, if you're an artist, you knew that Donna Summer was definitely a singer's singer. The same thing with Shaka Khan. She's a singer's singer. Yes. These are people that I study and listen to. And if you notice, they're all, mainly women. But there's something about their voices and what they deliver, the tone, the pitch, the harmonies, the rhythms. I mean, I could just go on and on. And believe me, that's just a short list. I haven't even begun
that's
to.
just an introduction. Teaser.
Yeah, I love Barbara Streisand. I love Patsy Cline. I love the Supremes. I love, Jimi Hendrix. I love DMX. I love such an array and so many different types of artists and what they've done over the years.
But Xavier, I'm always saying here, or quite often I'm saying here to the guest artists, because I always have this big appetite for different genres of music. And I always, have been thinking that has been a great thing for me personally, because it has given different kind of influences and different kind of perspectives and so on. And I have shared the same similar opinion with many of the guests, and you seem to be having the similar view. And I just think that it is a great thing. You shouldn't, when we were talking about not limiting, ourselves with our
Yes.
projects and aspirations, the same thing is that when making music, I think it's good thing to be open to different kind of artists. And okay, even if it's a female singer and you're having the male voice, for instance, still there are elements that you can take there, like the phrasing, for instance, and all this kind of technical
Right.
things and elements. So why should we limit ourselves when there's so many beautiful ideas to take and explore and then make it your own? So I agree
Exactly.
with you in that it's a great thing to be open to different influences. Now I'm gonna lead you since this is a very snapshot interview, and I think, Xavier, that we could continue for a long time. We could do maybe 2-3 episodes if it were up to us. But
It
since it's
sounds
a
good
short
to me.
yeah, because the music is, it's our passion, and I clearly can see that it's a lifestyle and your essence as well. The great part of who you are. So obviously, we would be having much more to say, but I'm gonna lead you to another quite tricky question. I have only
Sure.
few little questions left here, and the tricky questions, which might be so tricky that it's not even possible for some of the guests, it hasn't been really possible to even answer, but they have given some ideas that our audience can maybe be influenced or inspired of. So the question goes, can you name maybe top 3 or 4 of your favorite house music tracks
Oh,
out of the
yes.
multitude of tracks that there is?
Oh, sure. Oh, multiple. Okay, one of my favorite all-time tracks, house music tracks, is "The Joy" with DJ Dobrell and Xavier S Grey.
Yeah, good answer.
So yes, that's my all-time favorite track. And with good reason, because it was the first one that I was able to do and get off the ground. DJ Joe Brown was just fabulous, fabulous, and so was Max Vangeli. Um, he was just absolutely, absolutely great. So yes. And then another favorite house track would be Lady Alma. And actually, it's a song that was released last year called Joy Hallelujah. I had the opportunity to see her a couple of weeks ago in August, actually perform it live here in New York City. And so
That's
it
really
was such a treat, such a treat, such a treat. And it has now become one of my all-time favorite tracks, house tracks. Another one would be house music. Wow, because it's a ton of them.
yeah.
And I try to stay as current as possible. Of course, the legacy tracks, which is so too many to name. I love the legacy tracks of house music. Which is Marshall Jefferson. Um, talk about house music all night long. Move That Body or Move Your Body by Marshall Jefferson. I also loved Jump Back by Dory Braxton. Jump back, get your act together. And then You Used to Hold Me. Actually, I did a
Oh,
remake of that. Yes,
I
with
love it. You just hold.
yes, yes. I actually did a cover song of that. I did the male version of it.
Oh,
Yes.
I have to hear it. I have to hear it.
Yeah, I did the male version of it. And you know, I love Xavier Gold. And as I said before, so many house music songs and tracks. I love Crystal Waters.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
just
me too.
great. Yeah, yeah. She has a song called I Am House. That's really nice. and
Yeah.
it's become a really cool song. Yeah, it's just so many artists, you know. But I mean, I love Xavier S. Grey. I think that, you know, in
Yeah.
terms of my favorite artists right now, I would have to say, you know, with some of the things that are coming through the pipeline right now, I'm really excited. Um, so we have to wait and see, you know, what happens. But you know, shout out to all the house music artists, to the musicians, background, the record labels, the DJs, the
Mm.
audience. You know, shout out to everybody. I am somebody who I will support you, support me, I'll support you. And even if you don't support me, I'll support you because I love music and I love house music.
Yeah, absolutely. Xavier, I just love the way that you were, expressing yourself again, because the second question would have been, what is your own, favorite track of your own production? So you kind of answered to that. So that leaves us to the last, but definitely not least, of the questions. What are your ongoing projects? You already mentioned about some new releases. So could you tell us a little bit about that towards the end of our interview, and also where people can find you in social media?
Sure. Well, right now, we're finalizing the latest track that is, I'm hoping to be released sometime fall, winter. It may even be the top of 2025. Um, I'm not really sure at this point, but look out for it. It should be very, very soon. It could drop between now and the end of the year. It's called You're the One for Me.
Another one for
And
me.
it's a follow-up track to DJ Dobrell and myself, The Joy. And it's a wonderful track. It's a high energy track. Oh my God, it's high energy. And I love it. I love it. I can't wait to for you guys to hear it. You know, we're able to play it, and so that's the wonderful thing. You know, so the DJs are still able to play. It just haven't gotten a release date. So what we're doing now is we're giving you a promo preview.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you're the one for me. Stay tuned, people, for that track from Xavier S. Grey. Uh, now, anything else that you would like to share with us regarding the coming
Yes.
projects or
Yes,
events? Or
yes, 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 yes. Oh, I have so much. Well, we're putting together, the record company is putting together a compilation at some point. I'm not really sure. It's going to be a retrospective of all the house music artists on the label. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be on No Face Records with Max Vangeli. So be on the lookout for that at the end of the year. Also, as I stated before, You're the One for Me with DJ Dobro. And we're also doing another track, me and DJ Dobro. We work well together. And, you know, we have that good chemistry, you just want to keep, making music
yeah,
and music and
absolutely.
music and
That's very
music.
important. Yeah, yeah, for the
Very
creative.
important. He's really wonderful. But I also wanted to add that to find music, tracks, and all things Xavier S. Grey, I'm on Instagram, Xavier S. Grey Sings. And that's Xavier S. Grey, Grey with an E, not an A, an E. Xavier S. Grey Sings on Instagram. I am Xavier S. Grey on Facebook. You can also find me on LinkedIn. You can Google me. I am Googleable.
Yeah.
And my music has been released. It was a worldwide release. So you can find it on all platforms. You should not have a problem being able to find the song to purchase for the format of your phone. It's on Beatport. It's on TrackSource. It's on Amazon Music. Um, it's iTunes. It's everywhere. So you should not have a problem finding the song. And can I just thank, the people in advance for not only supporting me, but supporting Heidi and this wonderful broadcast and podcast to share not only her experience with house music, but how house music correlates and connect people from around the world. And as I said before, even you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, it was such a pleasure to have you as our guest, and for our audiences, pay attention to those artists, those tracks that were mentioned here during this interview. Pay attention to those new releases and existing releases from Xavier S Grey and more to come. And please support by following in social media. Support him, support all the house music artists, support this podcast, because it does make a difference. And that's why we are here also today, since we want to share this ethos and this how do you say, this basic spirit of the house music, which is getting the people together and, you know, uniting people through the means of music. So,
Yeah, I mean, and we're the first ones that understand without you guys, there's no us.
absolutely. So, thank you again. I sent you a lot of love straight from Helsinki, Finland to New York.
Right back at you. Love you back. Love you back.
Love you.
Thank you again for having me.
Most welcome. And now we are gonna continue to the mini mix, which is gonna include some of that music mentioned right here. So let's go, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye bye.